are the Raconteur Society back again for another debaucherous Tuesday night. And welcome for everybody joining us. If you're tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from as we make Mike scramble to put their chats up so we can see what's going on. And tonight we are going to be playing
Exalted,
which is the White Wolf version of Dungeons and Dragons. No, I'm kidding. Not like that.
Oh, not quite.
It's a whole different thing from the White Wolf universe or the that format anyway. Anyway.
lots of tongue-fighters.
So lots been going on, and I'm going to throw it on down to Dale. He's going to tell you exactly what Exalted is and what we're doing. So Dale, take it away.
All right, thank you, sir.
Trying not to die.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so yeah, as Rob said, Exalted is, we're playing first edition Exalted. This is back when White Wolf put it out. It's high fantasy, but think more like anime meets Conan with a little bit of Masters of the Universe thrown in. It's kind of interesting. Excuse me. They're on their third edition, which I think is Black Onyx Publishing now.
I'm trying to find that information, actually.
Yeah. But these characters are gods among men, or demigods among men. So think Hercules, those kind of characters, or like I said, the Master of the Universe is a perfect example. They're trying to set the world right if they can. At least this group seems to be on that path. There are some Exalted who give in to their, I'm a god, you serve me. But these guys are learning from their past mistakes as they've been reincarnated over and over again and trying to set the world right. The Dragon-Blooded are a group that centuries ago, or a century ago at least, rose up to overthrow their rulers, the Solars, which are what these characters are. And once they defeated the Solars, they kind of took over and became very decadent and infighting and greedy, and lately creation is what they call the Age of Sorrows. The Solars ruled during the First Age. This is the Age of Sorrows, and seems like a lot of people are losing hope, downtrodden. The Dragon-Blooded are fighting amongst themselves. Their Empress has been missing for 5 years, and now, because they're infighting, the Solars are starting to resurge unchecked. So they're reincarnating, and nobody's there to stop it as well. So
you stop that reincarnating over there.
You can't tell me what to do.
If you guys would like, why don't we go around the table and you guys can kind of introduce your characters, name, cast, maybe your concept, and a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm playing Valis. She's a big, hefty barbarian gal out of the north.
The brick.
Brick and blue. Yeah. Long red hair. She's got a dire wolf companion. Not to scale. She is the cast of the Dawn, the Raid Sun, and her concept is a fighter scholar. She's got a bravo nature to her, and when she animates her power, her anima glows a gold violet color.
So,
Yeah.
Oh,
And her companion from the north,
Yes.
kind of like Xenia and Gabrielle.
yes, I am also from the north. I am not,
I got it. You're up on.
Oh, you're
I'm much more petite than Valis, but my name is Raisha. I am an Eclipse cast. My nature is caregiver, and I have a lot of mostly like hunting type skills, that kind of thing. And I came, like I said, from the north, same as Valis. So it's very cold and tundra-y up there where I come from. And I also have a wolf, but not a dire wolf, just a wolf.
comes from the land of the ice and snow.
I almost did it.
Don't sing it.
Don't do it.
I did, and I spoke it.
She almost did.
Yeah.
Those of you at home, indulge.
You know the song of which we speak.
My character's name is Sakata Namuja. He is a bard, and this is what he looking like.
He's on screen too.
Yep. I know. I got him up there.
Oh, you got him?
I still have the character that Dale drew me.
Yay.
He is a concept is bardic. He is a jester in nature. His cast is zenith, and his anima is on page 121. Anybody would like to look that up?
Yep.
He's very kind of the nomadish, but always in a good mood type of guy. So that's why I went with the bardic, because he plays a flute. That's actually a magical flute, and I can't remember his. I think his cast glows yellow when it lights up. If I remember correctly.
And what they're talking about is these characters have access to essence. It's like a power they can use for what they call charms, which are almost like crazy abilities. When they use so many points of essence, their cast mark will glow upon their forehead, and this anima banner kind of evolves around them, might take on the shape of a totem animal. Think Dragon Ball Z when they power up. And just so you know, the Dragon-Blooded, when they overthrew the Solars, started the Immaculate Order of the Dragon, a church with another type of Exalted called the Sidereals, and they basically rewrote history to where the Solars were actually demons, and they were bad news, and nobody liked them. That's why they're gone. We're much safer now. These things were demons. Well, they weren't, but that's the lie they told. And now that the Solars are returning, it's been 100 years, so if it's like, I'm a Solar, most people are going to be like, demon, and freak out. So you kind of want to keep it on the down low.
On the DL.
Yeah. Okay, Brad.
I am playing Swatsu, the quiet and humble sword master. He is of the night cast, and basically he just specializes in sort of being sneaky and being good with martial arts and a sword.
Sneaky.
Rarely wears shoes and always walks.
That's right.
And I am playing my character. I don't know.
Domo.
Not arigato. But I am Solar, and I am.
You to find your character sheet.
Yes, I am. Because I was preparing stream. So, yes, I am from the main isle, from the Dragonborn, which I was part of a group that hunted down these people. Then I found out, oops, I'm one of these people.
I need to travel abroad
So
quickly.
karma is a bitch. So on the road I went with my little friend, my little guy. He's a little monkey, and he. Ah! But yes, kind of a wizard, academic, that sort of thing. So
Diplomat.
And if
Diplomat, yeah.
if I'm thinking you're Zenith, right?
Yes.
And Eclipse and Dawn and Night. So Mike's cast would be Twilight.
Yep.
Which are like the scholars and kind of wizards and sorcerers.
Not the vampire.
Yeah.
It doesn't sparkle.
I don't
Well, because anime banner
But not
happens.
in that way.
Sparkly. So,
I forgot I have a familiar too.
what is your
I
familiar?
don't know. It just says mutt.
So, the last story, you guys actually freed a small community from a dragon-blooded lord and his sons who were doing some pretty bad dealings, and you kind of took care of them really easily.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
You infiltrated their
Mom.
city in various ways and found out they were very despicable people and took
Very.
care of them and
Rescued the princess.
rescued a princess, sort of, and
Dog
reunited them, and the people were like very thankful. There is a worry that with them gone, maybe the Dragon Blood will look into it, but there's also a possibility that they're too busy to care. This Dragon Blooded was kind of exiled, and he was trying to get back into the good graces to return to the Blessed Isle. So, as I said, you don't want to tell people you're Solars, but some of these people out where you are in the Threshold is what they call this, or the Wilds, kind of have heard the old stories, and they don't really. Some of them don't subscribe to the Immaculate Order. It doesn't hold as much sway out here in the boonies.
Well, in our last game,
So
Cicada kind of
Rob basically, the solars have returned, and then shot the guy in the head with an arrow. So it's like, maybe these solars aren't so bad after all. So you guys have moved on from
Man,
that.
it looks good.
And have been kind of traveling toward a southeasterly direction, if nothing else. Yeah, at a minimum wage. Sorry, wrong song.
Minimum wage.
But just continue. Just ignore the man in the window.
Ignore the man behind the microphone.
Behold the guy that buys all of our equipment.
Oh, that's
You're good. So anyway, you guys kind of feel a vague pull to the southeast, but it's nothing
Oh, boy,
major.
do I ever. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I gotta readjust again.
Oh, I got a pull to the
Just
southeast.
so you guys know, you do have the wagon. The wagon is yours. So, and the
Is
wagon,
that still a
I created it.
right? But is it still a
It's a recharge station.
Yeah,
recharge station? Yes.
it's basically it's basically a portable manse.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of
Yeah.
the word for.
Yeah, a manse is a structure that can give you essence. This is a portable manse. It's not nearly as big as an actual manse by any means.
A man.
A man.
It's a more modern man.
Mike's giving
Yeah.
the table
got
an
it
oil
slimmed
change.
down. It's a lot easier to
Said
transport.
Mike's giving the table an oil change.
Yeah. A manse. A manse.
Hey, Mike, while you're under there, would you pull me to the southeast a little bit? Thing joined us.
Don't go down there.
Ghosts. So yeah, you guys have kind of moved on southeast. You've been traveling for a few days, kind of camping out here and there. You come across small villages or farms or farming communities here and there over the last couple days.
Thanks for the follow, Vixen.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
You are
We love you.
You are in the east, and to give you a basic reminder of creation, the Blessed Isle, where the dragon blood is
Oh,
born.
and thank you for the gifts as well, Vampire
Oh,
BT.
yeah.
Oh wow. Thank you.
Thanks.
Wow.
The Blessed Isle is the center of creation, and that's where the Dragonborn have set up their dynasty. The Scarlet Empress used that, and that's where they're based out of. It is the center point. And you guys are in the east, which is aligned with wood. So it's forests and trees and stuff like that, and a lot of grasslands. But as you go farther east, it gets trees and trees and denser and denser and denser until it's almost like
Impassable, but for sure.
impassable. And it's like you feel like fleas on an oak. It's just greenery and all that stuff. Wildlife. Beyond those borders is the wild, is what they call it. It's a complete state of flux. And
Oh, I don't give a flux.
yeah, on the edge of creation live the fair folk, supposedly. A couple decades ago, they actually invaded and tried to take over creation. So there are pockets of wild in the world. And when you go there, it's like the laws of nature start to not make sense. Things are warping. You could, if you spend too much time there, you could actually mutate. You guys have been traveling and probably spent the night, woke up today, kind of headed out, and as you are moving through the woods or through this area, you notice you come to a place where it's like the grass seems different and the woods are kind of thinning out, so you're more back on the grasslands. As you exit the woods, you notice the grass is like a little duller. And as you keep going for about an hour, it's like gray, like drought, like the grass is dry and brown. And as you kind of come up over the edge of a hill, you see down below in a little bit of a valley, you do see what looks like a community up ahead. And it seems like it's not hot out, but it looks like this area has been suffering a drought, which is not usual because it rained a couple nights ago. And as you look down on this farming community, there's probably like 20 people who live here, maybe 7 or 8 houses, maybe 10 at the most, with different plots of land. It looks like you're in Nebraska. I mean, it's just everything seems gray, and you can see the center of town has like kind of a it looks like a flower bed like a large flower bed with some sort of, not maybe a well, but more like a shrine kind of thing. And then the roads kind of lead off of that to the other farmhouses. There are people
So they're
about.
like houses or more like huts or
Simple houses, not huts, but just very, a little more than shacks.
okay.
Cottages,
Yeah, yeah. Not like nice cottages, but
high
just
rises.
condos.
Okay.
There is an Airbnb if you want to stay here.
Sweet. I don't know.
But it's air, you know.
No, but yeah,
Right.
something similar to a cross between a cottage and just a plain old farmhouse. So, but you do see people moving around, but you do notice as you kind of get over the hill, so you've got a better vantage point, and as you get closer, one of the fields has been fairly recently, like in the last day or two, looks like it's been freshly dug graves.
Where's this at?
Right there on the edge of the community, one of the fields has been converted to a cemetery, and the graves are still fresh. And
So it's not like a cemetery that has fresh graves in it. It's just like we're just going to bury these people here.
Looks like a field.
they've got headstones and stuff. I mean, there are markers.
But they look fresh.
They're very fresh, like within a day or two.
Huh.
And there's probably about 8 graves. So
It's now a town of 12.
Yeah.
there's probably 20 people left.
Can we examine the gravestones?
As you get into town, you can. You'll pass a couple farming houses before you get to the center of town, which is kind of where the cemetery is.
Mm-hmm.
But as you pass the farmhouses, you see a couple cattle out in a pen, and even the cattle look like they're
Emaciated.
not quite, but they're not doing well. Like they
Two
haven't
guys
eaten.
wearing a cow coat.
Yeah. They
Are
got
the
boots.
wolves getting any funny looks, or should we leave them?
No, they're acting a little bit wary, but that's about it.
The wolves are.
The wolves are.
I mean, the people are they?
The people, as you look, they actually kind of look like they're very tired. You know,
Yeah, whatever.
yeah, like they've been working all day or something like that, or through the night. So they've got that kind of gaunt, haggard look. And as see you come into town, they do kind of look over and like kind of stop whatever they're doing and just kind of look and watch you. If you nod or greet them, they kind of smile. Hello.
Give them smiles.
But it is kind of it's a little bit of a nervous hello. And roll I need a character sheet.
Over.
Beethoven.
I'll be petting my wolf Shy so that people can see that she's friendly.
I guess my dog's name is Mutt. It was a Mutt.
Okay.
But
Storm Shadow, by the way.
Not the ninja. Okay, go ahead and roll your perception and
All of us.
yeah.
Trade perception? Or...
I would allow you to roll either awareness or socialize. Target number of 7.
I got 1 success.
1 success, 1 success, 1
6
success.
successes.
6 successes, 2 successes.
like write the book on this town or what?
Yeah. Rob's like, hey, how you doing? Tell me about your mom. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm a bard.
Yeah. Sure. Okay, so everybody kind of picks up on it. You notice, you know exactly kind of how they're feeling.
Everybody here likes to love the boys.
You notice they look at you with a kind of a nervous but polite look. Like they're trying to be nice, but they're just nervous about something. You can sense it's almost like a mixture of fear and hope. Like they're very happy that you're here, but not sure of your intentions too. And it's very, very strong to you. You can feel that. So you guys kind of ride in. If you want to say something to these people, you can, or you can ride up toward the center of town. There are a few more people up there.
Are these people like guards?
Actually, no.
No, they're farmers.
I think I would talk to someone on the outskirts first.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Pick someone out.
this looks like
Stop and
a middle-aged man and his 20-year-old son.
okay.
And they're just kind of working what's left of their field, so to speak. So they kind of pause. So yeah,
Oh, hello. What is the name of this place here?
We never really gave it a name. It's just our village,
That's a good name.
which is actually kind of common for this age.
Right.
It's like, this is our town. It doesn't need a name.
It's our village in the middle of our fields.
And this is our house in the middle of the street.
So
Yeah, you know,
copyright
like,
us. Stop it.
we just this is just our village.
Why do you have the graves dug over here?
They kind of pause and look at each other, and well,
They look very fresh.
there was a very bad incident a couple nights ago.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Raiders came in,
Oh, I
and
don't like the Raiders.
Hate the Oakland.
I don't really care for the I don't really care for the Cowboys.
I will not be hoping they go to the Super Bowl. Says, but these were not normal Raiders. They were twisted.
Twisted how?
What do you mean twisted?
They were like the wild men. And you know, people who live
Right.
near
Yep.
the wild can get mutated, and they're very barbaric. In fact, they generally call them wild barbarians.
Which way did they come from?
Further southeast, I believe. They
This direction.
charged in and killed some of the men, took a lot of
Where'd
our
they go after
supplies.
that?
Back the way they came, I think. There was so much chaos, I'm not sure. Yeah, you may want to speak to the village elder. He's over at the farm, and he gives you directions to another farm just on this side of the town square. He's
What
like,
was his name?
the elder's name is Kalos.
Kalos. I'll totally forget that.
So, anyway, so may I ask why your ground is so putrid?
And if I can, while they were talking, I kind of want to see if I can investigate a little bit around
He's picking their pockets.
the ground because I used to work in the fields and
Oh, yeah.
farm and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've got investigate.
Kalos is the
Okay.
name of a
That'll help.
religion in Pokemon.
what's your...
Your daughter just called you out, man.
Kalos name of region and Pokemon. Oh, I did not know that. Thank you. No copy.
Gotta DM them all.
Brad, what is your perception and investigate at?
The level devil just joined us.
Okay, so go ahead and roll. That's another thing. If like Brad's gonna use perception investigate, target number of 7. If your skill added, your ability thing is 7 or more, you don't have to roll necessarily. Unless I decide for a DM thing it is.
Just one.
You got 1, okay. Yeah, this ground is like very drought ridden, and it's almost like you can tell it's unnatural, almost like something to do with spirits. You know, there's spirits everywhere. Little gods, or the small gods and spirits. There's a spirit of this road. There's a spirit of that field. It's almost like there's a weakening happening, but you're not sure.
A what?
A weakening happening.
Is there anything that I would have known that we did when I was working?
Sometimes farms would have like artifacts like hearthstones that could help protect or ensure that crops are better. And if something happened to the hearthstone, you'd have to either get it back or get a new one. And getting a new one is like pretty impossible sometimes. But if something happened to it or it was taken, if you could reclaim it or get one like it, you could restore whatever it is that protects this land. That's about the closest you've heard of.
Well, I'm gonna have my little critter kind of like, because I can talk to him and stuff. So
Yeah.
I reach in, I have like food, an apple or something, and then I'm like, have him like go over there and give the kid the apple or something. So
Okay.
if you'll let him, but I'm like the little creature.
You see the kid kind of look at it and look at his father, and the father's like, "Are you offering this to us?"
Of course, my friend likes you. There you go.
Thank you very much. And he
I
kind of
reach
holds out,
in,
the young man holds its hand out, takes the apple, and
And
kind of like
looks
looks at it almost like,
Yeah. I'll reach in and
It's
I'll
like those World War II movies.
Yeah.
Chocolate. It's the chocolate.
Yeah.
I never had chocolate.
I'll reach in and I'll throw another one to the father. So
Daddy Trailer just says, "What's going on here? Dungeons and Dragons?"
Exalted.
Exalted.
Yeah.
What was that?
All together now.
Exalted.
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 By White Wolf.
Yep.
Which is high fantasy, but not quite like
Done White
D&D.
Wolf style.
Yeah.
Think more anime movie.
Anime mixed with Conan and He-Man. Yeah.
Are you having troubles then with this? What happened to the land here? It seems like it's scorched.
As I said, you best speak to Kalos, and he can answer all your questions.
Does anyone out that we see look like they're ill?
Nobody looks ill or injured, just they all seem to have this.
Iron Core blood.
I've been up for 2 days.
You got
or
me with He-Man.
I'm really... yes, yes.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be
Skeletor.
He-Man.
I'm wearing my Skeletor.
I scan around. Do they have like a shrine or something that would hold a heartstone for?
Well, you haven't looked at you as you looked into town.
Shriner over there.
It's a Shriner. He's got the little car. I'm out of gas. You gotta help me. In the center of town, there was that flower bed that looks like it's probably still the most colorful thing in town. And there was that little, looked like a wishing well, but more like a shrine.
Okay.
So up at-
okay. Start.
And he said
Right
Kalos was up there closer to that.
Okay.
So you guys go ahead and press on.
Yeah, I go ahead and whatever I just kind of keep going.
Yeah.
Now.
So you get to the
Area two-pack.
closer to the center of town. You do see the shrine.
I kind of want to
Two Perry area.
Okay, so you can walk up to that. As you get to the center of town, there's a few more people around. It looks
Says,
like they have.
It's awesome if you're into that stuff. The universe is ridiculously detailed for the
Yeah.
writers, and have fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming by every Tuesday night, David.
Yes, thank you very much.
We're here every Tuesday night.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
the world of He-Man is what made me think of this game because they have like the Sea of Rakash and all this stuff, and I'm like, this is kind of like that.
Check us on Facebook and Twitch.
Yes, yes.
And our YouTube channel.
Thanks
Like
for
and
dropping by.
subscribe.
And yay, He-Man fan.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Okay, so you get closer to the center of town. You're going to go up and kind of walk over and look at the shrine. There's a couple of people here. You can tell they have what looks like
Rabies.
a tavern
Oh.
or, something like to us, it would be a mom and pop cafe. It's
Right.
drinks and food. There is probably like a store, like a general store kind of building where they sell implements and things like that. Maybe it says trade
Weapons of
office.
destruction.
But other than that, there's just a couple houses. That's about it. Outside one house, you do see an older gentleman.
No clothes on.
He's wearing what looks like kind of like a standard tunic and just pants like a regular farmer fellow. But he's actually pretty muscular. But he's like an old boxer. Think of that. In his prime, he was probably really built, but he's starting to kind of sag a little bit, but he's still got the strength to
He's
him.
got the sag.
He's got the sag. With him are two guys who are dressed.
Like peacocks.
Will you stop that?
Stop it.
Two guys who are dressed in what look like kind of uniforms. They have matching kind of shirts with a little bit of leather armor, like just kind of a chest piece that goes over the shoulders with maybe a couple shoulder pads.
It's on this town constabulary.
So looks like a couple guards with an older guy. And as you guys move into this town square, they're kind of talking, and it looks like they're with another person who is an older woman. It looks more like a farmer. And she's got a kind of a basket over her arm with a cloth over it, and they seem to be talking, and he looks like he's more consoling her, reassuring her of something. And as she kind of thanks him and walks on, he is kind of like has that like, I hate telling them there's hope. I don't know. But as you guys move closer to the shrine, they do look over at you, and you're going to go up to the shrine. Anybody else going up to the shrine to take a look at it?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Okay,
Sure.
so you guys are headed up?
I kind of like stay there because I'm catching back up after leaving the picket.
Yeah.
Should all go up to the shrine, surround it, and just go, whoa. Bring the
We tried that. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm kind of trailing behind everybody else. I'm kind of looking
Okay.
at people.
And
to see if
who's
they're-
driving the wagon?
I think I am.
Okay. So You're kind of up in the wagon.
The wagon just follows us. Right?
Yeah, Paul,
The horse just falls.
I don't like this, Michael.
Something feels strange, Michael.
Okay. So
It's just got the little eye. That's Cyclops eye going.
I'm feeling kind of strange now too.
yeah, that's the essence monitor. Okay. So you guys go up. You two are going to the shrine. You're on the wagon.
I'm near the
Kinda
wagon.
following
I'm gonna
behind.
fall off the wagon real soon.
Okay.
I'll probably kind of make myself as I come up just to intercept the guys coming up.
Okay.
In the wagon.
So yeah,
Close to the wagon.
this older guy and the two guards, whatever you want to call them, constables, they start moving toward the center of town, kind of walking up your way. You get to the shrine, you two. Yeah, it's a very ornately carved kind of shrine. It looks like it has like a motif in it that's been carved of what looks like a humanoid figure with a very long beard, and he has like almost like branches, a crown of branches or something, and he's standing there with like a farm implement, like kind of a pitchfork looking thing, almost like a trident, but it looks more like a pitchfork. And he's
Not kind of like that guy in that painting with his old wife. Right?
no, like him if he was Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Makes sense.
He should have a hoe on the side. Ho!
No, but he's standing there, and you notice the motif around him looks like there's a lot of crops, like there's corn stalks and there's things growing out of the ground and vines and stuff like that. And right where he's standing, it looks like there's a place where the sun, with the rays of the sun coming down to help things grow, and it's like concave, and it looks like something would fit there. And it looks like there's some scratches around that.
The barbarians took the earth.
So,
No, not.
so it does, and you notice as you walk up to look at it, right in the flower bed, there are a couple big, what looks like footprints that walked right up to it through the flower bed. But they're starting to kind of like grow back, but they were trampled.
How big are the footprints?
Your panties.
Abnormally big?
Not abnormally big, but large, heavy tread. So somebody big.
They're not rodents of extraordinary size.
No, Haro yeses. That's somewhere else. That's in the swamps, southeast.
I thought so.
So as you guys see that, you hear a voice. Hello, travelers. And you notice he's kind of brushing off his hands, and kind of stands there with his hands on his hip. You notice that the constables actually carry cudgels, and
boy.
they kind of rest their hands on the cudgels, but not like pulling them out to smack you with them.
All the weapons are like,
Right.
okay.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty much. It's like, well, we're going to make a stance, but we're dead, boss. I just want you to know that.
Well, good afternoon. It is good to meet you in your village. I am Tomo Kochi. I can nod out.
He kind of nods.
You're Kalos.
Yes, I'm Kalos.
I am Balos. You're missing your hearthstone?
Yes. He kind of looks the way you came, and he's like, I assume you've heard from some of the folk.
We merely asked what was going on here, why your grounds were so desolate, and the graves at the end of town. I am sorry for your loss. The Isle, of course, would be sad to hear of.
You were attacked a couple of days ago by wild barbarians
Yes.
from the southeast.
Yes. They came in the night, and we tried to fight them off. I don't know what they were here for. They took many supplies, a few animals, and one of them came up and took the hearthstone. I don't know. It seemed like he sensed it was there and wanted it, but he took it, and that's what gave our village its prosperity and health. So without it, the small god that we worship has
Abandoned you?
Perhaps forsaken us.
What is the god's name?
We never knew his name. He never gave it.
You know which way these.
I can't get off the horse.
They went back the way they came to the southeast. There is no way we could follow them. We're not warriors by any means.
Did you?
Is this the first time they attacked you?
Yes, the first time they've attacked us. We've had bandits before, but not like these. It's unusual that they come this far.
Did they have
From
any
their
particular markings on them?
Other than their bizarre looks, no.
How bizarre.
They were very mutated.
One of them have 2 heads.
Yes.
Whoa! Did 2 of the heads have 2 heads?
No.
That'd be really crazy.
And one did have 2 heads. One looked very much like something out of a nightmare. Some of them looked rather reptilian. One looked as if his arms
Now,
were of
lore.
an octopus.
Lore is the wild, basically knowing, right? That skill.
Can be.
Because I have occult and wild and lore. So which one would I roll to kind of know what he's?
Occult and lore.
I have both.
Okay.
So do I.
It would probably be lore.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more history, first age artifacts and stuff like that. So it would work for the wild.
Or occult, probably.
Huh?
Cult or occult.
Yeah, because occult is like magic and supernatural. So, such as spirits, fair folk, and the dead. So occult would work as well because the
So it would be intelligence and occult, right?
Yes.
You do intelligence and occult. I'll do intelligence and lore. How's that?
Okay.
I'm running a cult as well.
What did you
7
say
still.
Target number of 7.
Okay.
Difficulty of 1.
3 successes.
there? 1, 2, 3 successes.
5.
5.
And you said tens.
Or
Count as
again?
2.
No, they just count as 2.
They do
They
count.
just count as 2.
They don't pop like Deadlands.
2. Okay. All right. You got 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3 and 3 and 2. So you guys pretty much know, yeah, the wilds, people, like I said, people who live there tend to mutate. If they don't move away, it can really mess with their minds, that kind of thing. They have all sorts of weird behaviors, weird mutations. Some of them actually get stronger. Some of them get tough hides. Some of them are like totally crazy. Some of them are decaying. You know, it can do anything to you, and it's not good, not healthy. So, but as they continue to live there, the wild kind of keeps them in life. So it's like, oh, I got radiation sickness. Well, as long as I stay in this nuclear reactor, I'm good.
Right.
So the wild barbarians generally kind of raid in the area near them. So, but some of them have been known to travel too. In the north, a lot of wild barbarians, and in the south are nomadic. So even though they're totally mutated, they just wander from one wild spot to the next, or just migrate. Mm-hmm. So some just stick around where they are and kind of hit out.
Now they're remnants of when the wilds actually attacked eons ago, right? They're kind of.
Not eons ago, when the Great War happened and the fair folk invaded.
Okay, they're just remnants.
They basically were like the fair folk camped out in creation and altered it just because of their being there. And then when they moved on, it's like that little pocket of area of land is now part of the wild.
Gotcha.
So there's like these little pits of wild everywhere.
Ben says, "Hey guys, I played that game a lot before.
Yay!
Wild Hanna-Barbarians."
Nice.
How long ago was it that these raiders attacked you?
2 nights before.
So we could still track them.
I was actually just gonna make a whistle sound and a hand signal to Shy Shy and see if she can sniff the shrine where the hearthstone was.
Pick up a scent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have Mutt do the same.
She does.
So
Okay, so
Storm
a dog, a wolf, and a giant wolf walk up to a shrine. Yeah,
Even large.
punchline.
they all kind of go up there. Ooh, pee on it. I like that post. Yeah, that's a good Facebook
Hey,
post.
Scout.
Hey, Scouty
Scout
Crafty.
Hello.
Crafty.
Crafty.
Scout Crafty. Craft it.
All right.
Hey, how's it going? If we mispronounce your names, we're good at butchering them. Sorry.
Yes, as we are in our games, we put.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go back up to the gentleman, and I go, "Do you have wounded still, or you anybody injured? You need help."
Only the dead.
Okay, I will. Well, we'll patch them up. If you wish.
No, please
Patch up
don't.
the dead.
Bring them back.
Yeah.
Patch
We
up
could
your
do that.
dead.
So we lost.
I'm sorry
we
for
lost
your loss.
eight folk, but
That is quite the few in your
So,
town.
yes.
You are not going to leave them zombies to till the end.
And if the barbarians decide to return, we will be wiped out.
well, if they decide to return, we're here now. It's okay.
But for how long?
Until we decide to leave.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we can take care of that.
I mean, we aren't just traveling through, but we'd also like to help those that are and less fortunate than us as well.
He kind of looks at the way you're all dressed and like, interesting. Well, I don't get me wrong. We would not turn away any help, but we were once a very prosperous village. About a week ago, he kind of says we've had our fair share of bandits. We've made a pretty good. Our crops were blessed, obviously, so we made a good trade in marketplaces and throughout the territory here. There was recently, in the last month or two, a dragon-blooded in the area who has come through and asked for tribute, a little more than we like to give, but he left us enough to.
Who was this dragon blood?
He goes by the name of Stonehand.
We don't.
You can roll your wits and
Bureaucracy?
either bureaucracy or socialize.
Bureaucracy's higher.
Okay.
Let's see, where's that?
So, Stonehand is, he's basically a dragon-blooded prince
Okay.
who kind of came to the threshold to kind of get tithes for back home, the Blessed Isle. So he's actually a pretty fair guy, as dragon-blooded go, you know.
Oh.
He's a really
he's
fun
actually
guy.
fair. And you would know the reason he's asking tributes, and a little bit more than he should, is to send back to the Blessed Isle to his house to help with
The
all
fire.
the feuding over the throne. And it's like, from what you've heard of this Stonehand guy, he's like, orders are orders. He might not like it, but he might not care. But it is probably like, he's a little more, well, I have to do this because they're telling me to. I'm sorry, but
Right.
you're low man on the totem pole.
Right.
So he's got a little more remorse in him than
The last
the
place
House
we were at.
Sinis that you just encountered. So
I recall of this house. I understand for Dragon Blood he is somewhat fair. Although the big war back on the main islands between the houses is probably why you are being overtaxed. Did he not know what had happened to you? Or is this before?
this is before. But my worry is that he is probably going to be arriving for tribute in the next week, and if this doesn't get resolved, we have nothing to give him. And I don't know how understanding he will be. He may be fair, but when it comes to tribute, they don't like to take no for an answer or go back
I would not
empty-handed.
worry of this. I will speak to him if he comes and I am here.
So
Kill
he's
that one
coming
too.
back.
Huh?
So he's coming back.
Usually.
How many?
Where is his house? Or since I rolled 3, do I know?
Yeah. No, it's around here, but
Yeah, no,
it's
specifically.
probably like 2 days journey.
Perhaps we're going to help them get their Hearthstone back.
If
Or
we could
the-
retrieve the Hearthstone, that would be great. Because when we had the Hearthstone and our crops were live, we could easily pay the tribute that he asked for. We were used to being prosperous until he moved in. Now he says we're only mildly well off, I guess you could say, compared to some.
Yes. Well,
And we have the small god to thank. And they all kind of look at the shrine and just kind of, we have him to thank, but hopefully.
I do it too.
Okay.
Sure, same.
Yeah.
are the wolves acting like they're?
Yeah, they're kind of sniffing around. You see them perk up, kind of look to the southeast, even mud.
Good night, Scouty.
Freaking look at the northeast.
Good night, John.
Hey, John. Thank you. I suggest that we take a brief respite, meal, something to drink, and then head southeast.
Yeah, I was trying to do it.
Actually, if you don't have any charms, there is a way to commune with spirits. If somebody were to give an offering to the shrine, something, it could be a coin, it could be something of yours, you know, it could be an apple, something that grows.
Thanks for the follow, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So if you were to give something to the shrine and say a little prayer, for, you know, you don't have to be of that religion, just a prayer,
Several
and
did pray.
commit 2 motes of essence or spend 2 motes of essence, you can talk to a spirit.
I'll do that.
So if anybody
Well, you
wants
got
to,
the wagon anyway. You're getting it recharged. So.
yeah, you'll,
So I'll do that. I'll take a piece of fruit we have on the wagon,
okay,
whatever that would be.
okay,
That's up to you.
kind of set it at the shrine.
Yep, I'd say
Okay. Probably a vegetable would be best. So if you have like a carrot or something, so you probably put that down.
It's a vegetable.
The monkey points at me. Yeah. No, that's
Just kind of like,
Go grab a piece of bread too. Should have vegetable and bread.
Oh,
and then after a moment, you kind of like pause and you feel
oh,
kind of a breeze from the shrine. And as you kind of open your eyes, you all see this. Now, it doesn't look like
oh, thank goodness.
it doesn't look like Kalos and the guards have noticed anything. They're just kind of watching. But you guys all, as he does that, you look up, you guys see standing on the other side of the shrine is that figure. But he also looks a little wearied and haggard. So even the branches of his tree, like his thorn, are like starting to die and chafe a little bit. And as he kind of looks, he's got these emerald, like his eyes are completely emerald. And he kind of looks, and when he looks to the side, it's almost like diamonds. You know how they
Got
turn?
the glitter, yeah.
So he kind of looks and he's like, "Thank you, my friend. Well met."
Very well met. What has happened here?
Wild men have taken the Hearthstone. I am tied to it. And if it is not returned in 3 days, I will perish, as will this land. These people will have to move on or be killed.
Can you tell me how far away is your Hearthstone right now?
If you travel till the next sunrise, or travel until the sun next hits its zenith, you will find them southeast.
Is there
And
any-
he actually kind of like, it looks like he points straight that way.
Is there anything that we can do to help you in the meantime?
Return the Hearthstone. It is my life's blood. It is their life's blood, and I am beholden to them. Return the Hearthstone
We will take
in
your
3 days' time.
We will take this charge. All right. Thank you for your time. Please rest. We'll take it from here.
You notice he kind of like steps around the shrine, waves his hand over the bread
Ooh, shit.
and the piece of fruit, or whatever.
It is, a banana.
Yeah, banana. He kind of waves his
But it
hands
makes
over
banana
it,
bread.
and you notice it kind of like instantly like time-lapse photography molds and goes right into the ground. And as it does, where those trample marks were, those flowers perk up a little bit, and it almost like the footsteps are gone.
Oh, cool.
So, and then he says, "Safe travels," and just kind of, and when he disappears, it's like, I hate to say, he leaves the fresh scent of pine. And when he disappears, it's like good tilled earth and
Right.
hearty foods.
Right,
You
right.
get that.
Oh. Well, I guess we have a quest. Let's get going.
Onward.
After the drink, of course.
Yeah.
'Cause I
He's
think
like,
he's already
please,
halfway
if you're
there.
going to do this for us, and it is the only way we can repay you, and we will gladly repay it.
There's no need for repay. We just want to see you prosper.
Well, we want to see you healthy on your journey, please. And Kalos, let's go over to the
I'm already in the
He's already in the bar. Like, I don't care what he's talking to what.
Yeah.
Take it eat, take a drink.
So you guys go in there. They have all kinds of stuff here, being the community that they are, and this stuff was stored. Luckily, they didn't break into this place.
Yeah, bring it in.
I will perform a harmonious presence meditation on my flute while we're in there.
All right.
And
What
whoever's
kind
there
of
will-
flute?
everyone who's there will be
Mellow.
Okay.
It's like sweet
And
jazz.
you notice as you guys go in there, some of the people from the town square have followed you in, more out of curiosity, but maybe, who are these guys? Why are they walking with Kalos? What?
Well,
Why are they at the shrine?
I heard they gave a guy an apple.
And you notice as you are playing, it seems like more and more people are coming in to find out what's going on.
Right.
well,
And
this charm-
eventually you've got like 20 people in here, like all of town is in here, and as you're playing,
Jeff Lefferts here, man.
yeah, they've all got lighters.
check this out. While the charm is in effect, add a
Pocket churches.
while the charm is in effect, add a number of dice equal to the essence score to any socialized, presence, or bureaucracy rolls involving one-on-one interaction. So everybody's actually,
Yeah.
it's like a big
So basically, it's a meet and greet
yeah.
for the heroes of this pathetic village. Yeah. So yeah, anybody who
I try to stay in the wagon.
anybody who comes up and talks to you, you
I'm
go
like
out
a
to
weed,
talk to
thank you for
anybody.
following.
It's like a great, friendly.
So it'd be 3 dice
Conversation.
extra added to any of your rolls if you wanted to use it during that time.
So basically, for the next
It lasts for an hour.
hour, so the next hour, you guys can just sit here, relax, chat, cheer everybody up, give them hope. Yeah. So at the end of the hour, you guys finished your food. The charms are wearing off, so they're all like, "Wow, get out, hit the Hearthstone, hurry back."
I'll make sure to time it, so we gotta go.
Great. And then that's, oh, you are little bastards.
All right, Domo, we have to leave now.
Oh, we got now.
So you guys pile back in the wagon or on your horses or walking, however you're doing.
Oh, the horse is on the wagon.
So
Push it.
head out southwest. Yep. The three familiars, Storm Shadow and Shy Shy and Mutt, are out in front, and they're on the trail.
Cool.
So they start taking off, and you notice it's kind of funny because it's like, of course, Storm Shadow's a dire wolf.
Right.
He's like
Right.
way up there. Shy Shy's not far behind him, and then Mutt's doing his best, like, "Hey man, I'm going down, but come on, man." So, but it's funny because you're like, "Oh well, we can follow him. There's that little dot up there, Storm Shadow. There's Shy Shy, and this is the Mutts. We'll follow him."
Mutt's like, come on.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys travel on. Gets to be about nightfall. And he said when the sun hits the zenith the next day, you should
Noon the
be
next day then.
there, but you're like, I have no idea where it's going. It gets to be nightfall, and as the sun starts to set, do you guys plan on riding through the night, or do you want to stop and camp?
Continue.
Continue on? Okay.
Yeah, I would
Light
like
the
to
lanterns
continue.
on the
Okay.
wagon, and we keep going.
I mean, I use my essence, but I'll recoup it from the wagon.
We might
land.
stop at some point during the night and let like the horses rest or something.
Well, yeah, but you're not
See, I
camping
don't
out
think
or
I
anything.
have a
No.
horse, but I
Right.
would walk beside the wagon and then like sleep in the wagon, and then when it's time
Yeah.
for somebody else to
We'll just keep moving.
And like I said, if you sleep around the wagon, you'll still get that essence back. So,
I'll just use my staff to lighten up the area so it's more,
okay.
you know,
So
Look, we're over here.
you get your 2 motes back. So,
push back the darkness.
as morning hits, you're kind of riding into the woods a little bit more often, but you still come to big clearings and stuff. Morning hits, and you guys are kind of traveling along, and as you kind of clear out of the trees, you see a fairly good sized clearing ahead of you that leads into more trees, and the path kind of goes this way. And as you exit the trees, you don't even have to roll for this. You see about 20 people standing in the clearing facing you
Oh,
in a line, in a kind of a ragged line, but they're They have like some of them are behind logs, fallen logs. A couple are behind trees.
Got 2 heads.
There's like like 6 of them that are just out in the open. They have weapons, but they're not drawn. But they do have weapons like bows and.
I'm sorry, is this that night or what time did I was?
This is in the morning.
Morning. First thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
So-
okay.
So are they with dragon blood armor, or are they just regular?
No,
people?
it looks like they're in like a lot of mismatched leather armor, like heavy leather kind of thing, or just tunics.
Okay.
I'll wave at them as I'm up on the wagon driving.
Okay.
So, hello.
The person in the front kind of
Yep.
and then holds their hand up like
Stop. Right. So
and the sunlight is kind of coming behind them,
Mm-hmm.
so you're like you see just silhouettes. You can't really make them out until you get up there. So you guys kind of go up and stop.
Yeah.
So where are the dogs in relation?
They've actually kind of paused since you spent the night.
Mike.
They don't go ahead. They kind of stick with you guys. So as you kind of come up, you notice that they're kind of in a line at the edge of the clearing. Like you saw them stop and then you caught up to them. And that's what you see. And they're just kind of standing there. Not aggressive, more like a defensive stance. All
Greeting.
3 of them.
greetings.
You hear a voice say, "Greetings. Interesting to see you again." And as you look,
See you again.
you see this woman is kind of the leader.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, you remember when you first came to Nexus,
Yep.
and she was casing the joint, and then somebody went up and tried to pawn some fake jewels off on somebody,
Yeah.
and she was like, yeah, no, I'm not interested. It's her with this
Oh.
purple spiky hair and the dark skin.
Hey, purple spiky hair. How are you doing?
Does she have a name? Or not?
You never caught it.
Oh, okay.
So she goes, "How did your dealings at Nexus go?"
Pretty good.
We're okay. We survived it.
Yes.
And you notice the 5 guys with her kind of like notch arrows and kind of start to do this, like, oh. And she's like, no, we're not robbing them. And they all kind of, oh.
Oh, not that kind of good.
All right. Have you seen any wild barbarians? We're on their trail.
Yeah, there's plenty around, but there is a tribe not far from here.
Is this the
That
tribe
direction?
thinking about that we
Yeah.
heard about?
Yeah.
Is that the tribe we heard about a while back? Or is that a different location?
Oh, I don't know.
Because they said there was a tribe wild. I can't remember how we had that connection.
Don't remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you were just kind of saying, yeah, there was some
Yeah,
wild in the
they're
area.
kind of scattered,
Okay.
especially in the threshold. They're scattered everywhere.
Okay.
So yes, there is a tribe off that way.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of looks at you guys. She says, "I can take you right to them."
Do you have the dealings with them?
No, not at all.
Good.
But I know where they camp.
We could use some help.
But I would ask for a favor in return.
Depends on the favor.
And it's a dangerous favor,
Did you need
but a good
We've
cause.
all got the dangerous favors.
Well, we should drink over it.
Wait. You said for a good cause?
There are some fair folk in the woods not far from here. And they've taken some children
Oh, hell no.
from some villages under my protection.
Oh, that's not good.
And we want them back.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what's easy.
Well, let's
I
do
wouldn't
yours
even
first.
call that a favor.
It is
That
dangerous.
necessity.
The fair folk are not to be trusted or...
And fair folk?
Barbarians aren't much to be trusted either.
unfair folk, no doubt.
Yes, but the barbarians can't convince you that you're dead or turn the woods against you.
True. When does this need done?
As soon as possible.
Well, let's do yours first then. Hey,
Excuse.
well, I'll tell you what. We have a.
Well, don't forget, it took you like a day to get here. You gotta fight the wild barbarians and then get back within 3 days. And she's like, this is like a day and a half ride. So she's like,
We don't have time to do this now.
oh, I can take you to the wild barbarians and you can deal with that. And if you are successful, then if you
Are these children in danger?
very much so. Do you not know what fair folk do?
How much time do you have to do this in?
They probably have a week tops before they start losing everything in their mind.
We have less days
Quite
than
the
that
time
to get to the barbarians, so if you will help us with the barbarians, we will return and help you with your fay.
She looks at her group and she's like, we'll take you to them. We might be able to help a little bit, but
You have bows and arrows. That's good.
we can do that.
Okay. Deal.
She's like, I am
I'll shake on it.
I am Lao Mei, by the way. And
Oh.
This is my
Wild May.
Lao Mei.
Lao Mei.
Wild May.
I am Sakata. Nice to meet you.
Well met, officially.
Yes.
This is part of my band, the
You're a
20
merry band?
the 20 Arms Gang.
Lore?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I was gonna say, are there 10?
Not lore, but if you want to use wits and investigation, I would allow that.
What were
Give
they
me
called?
1 second.
The 20 Arms Gang.
Would I know that being what's the isle maybe or?
No, because
Devin?
they're from here.
They're
So,
from
Yeah.
yep.
Is that to recognize the name or?
Yeah, to recognize the name.
3 successes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say no
No,
because
4
I'm not
successes.
from around
Yeah,
here.
almost 10.
Yeah.
4 successes. I got 10.
Okay.
20 Arm Gang. I know you guys. You owe me
3.
some money.
3. Okay. You two both know. Yeah, the 20 Arms Gang operates in the southeast, or east, kind of southeast. It's a huge gang. There's more than 20 arms in this gang. But it's led by this woman who's kind of a Robin Hood figure.
Malane.
Yeah, Lao Mei basically
Lao Mei.
delights in robbing from those who can afford it. Whether that's merchants, especially sometimes she doesn't mess too much with the guild because they can call down a lot of heat on her.
Right.
But regular merchants, dragon-blooded, anybody who looks like they have the means, she will steal from them and give it to the communities here to protect them. If anybody messes with the communities here, because a lot of the 20 Arms Gang were born here, so like all the communities where their gang members were born are under their protection because it's all a family thing.
Well, it sounds good to me. Anyway.
So it's kind of like, wow, these guys, if you grew up on a farm and you want to have a life of adventure,
Join the 20 Arms Gang.
yeah. And if something happens at your village, you go help them out. Somebody helps at that village, you go help them out. So they do not protect the village you're talking about. They're like, well, we don't have dealings with them, but there is a village, and they've taken at least 6 of their children. So her and the 20 Arms Gang basically go out to the woods and get their horses, and you are going to travel.
With 20 Arm Gang.
Yeah, with the 20 Arm Gang and Lao Mei. She actually takes you almost in a straight line to where you need to be. She's like, screw that road stuff. We can make it through these woods. So she actually kind of rides straight on it. There are a couple places where you have to go around because of the wagon.
I was gonna say,
But she's like, oh, we got a shortcut. Follow us, circle around. You guys make it to this wild barbarian camp. Let's take a break. We'll be right back after these messages.
We'll be right back. We're going to do intro a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah,
Anyway, thanks, Simon.
you guys come to where it looks like
To the action.
some sort of foothill, you know. You get to the edge of the woods and there's a clearing, and then it kind of goes up and it kind of becomes a rocky slope. And you notice at the top of this hill, there's a little bit of smoke coming off of it. And as you get
Hill's
there,
on fire.
you notice it does feel a little strange here. And as you guys kind of get to the edge of the forest and kind of stop for a bit, Lao Mei's like, no, I don't know if you've been to the wild or close to the wild. This is the very edge. It does get a little strange here.
I've heard the stories about it.
And as you kind of like look down, you're like, okay, well, there's like 3 trees right here. And as you kind of like look back, the trees are in different positions.
Like they moved.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay.
This could be the trouble.
They're leaving. They're branching out new ways.
Oh, yes, thank you. I didn't have a die to throw. So, and every once in a while, when you kind of like look, you're like, I swear that rock was bigger, or I thought that rock was over there. The minor things like that are kind of playing tricks on you. One of the bandits is like,
Ben, it's a little strange in the wild. It's going to get interesting.
one of the bandits is like, as you get closer to the wild, it gets worse. And if you stay too long, it affects you, obviously. And just as you're kind of like watching the smoke, you can hear, I'm not going to do it, like drum beats a little bit, like a rhythmic dum dum dum. Lao Mei's like, we best go on foot. The animals don't like they won't go any closer.
You stay, Mud.
And you notice the Storm Shadow and Shy Shy, when she's like, they won't go any closer. They both kind of like,
Hey,
maybe I don't want to,
Mud's like,
but
you're
I can. You know, they're like, hey, I'm
how do
brave.
you label me?
I'm brave. I just peed myself. I'm sorry.
Mud's like, nope, I'm going over here.
Yeah, then Bud's like, I'll watch the horses.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, they don't really want to go. Even, I don't know, did your creature have a name?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it was Ren.
Ren?
Yeah. What's this? Where is he?
What Ben say?
Yeah, Ren.
Ren?
R-I-N.
Okay.
Ren.
He's like, I don't like this Stimpy.
Crazy horses.
I'm going to
don't
go
know what you mean,
around
Ben.
the lower banks of it on the left to get to the other side.
I'm gonna do a hand signal for Shy Shy and just stay where she is.
No, yep. She does.
No problem, boss.
Yep. So, yeah.
I go to give one to Mutt and I can't find him. Yeah. He's already on the wagon.
He's got a cone on his head.
He's limping. I can't go. I just can't.
I
got the mane.
Oh, I stepped on something.
So yeah, you guys can approach this hill however you want. The bandits kind of like look at each other nervously and like, all right. So they're gonna follow you guys up, and Lao Mei's like, we will take a position on the edge
I think we're probably going to try to flank
and
it.
shoot, because I think this, if I remember right, this dips down, and one of the bandits like, it does. It's kind of a bowl or crater
Oh,
almost.
good. There's plenty of place to shoot into
So
that.
it's coming from they're down in the bowl of
Yeah. Basically, when you get to the top, it's going to look
We'll
like
have the high
a
ground
bowl,
then.
kind of like a crater, and they're down inside. So they're going to get up and take positions on the edge, probably laying down, getting ready to shoot.
Right.
And,
I'll do the same.
okay.
'Cause I have a
Yeah,
bow and
I
arrow.
have stealth, so
Okay.
flank the right. She's flanking left, I'm flanking right.
I flunked flank. Huh?
What's her name again?
The flunk
Lao
out of
Mei.
here.
Lao Mei.
Sister Lo Mei, I am a sorcerer from the islands. So you will see strange things, but be prepared.
I see strange things a lot.
Good.
In a pincer movement.
But it's a big bowl, so
Yeah.
we're crawling up and going down in.
No, we're going around the edges.
Around the edges, and
But she just said it's in a complete bowl, right?
Yeah.
There is no other way in. You got to go up and over and in.
yeah, but she can still go left, and I can
We're
still
going
go
up
right.
over on the sides.
All right, who's going with who then?
I'll go down the middle. Is there any
Straight up.
percent like foliage or trees or anything like that?
Not really. There's some scrub, some brush kind of thing, like thorn bushes. Not thorn bushes, but there are some scraggly looking bushes. But mostly it's rock.
I'm gonna go.
But the rocks are
direction that's
jagged enough to where you could
Right.
use those as cover or climbing.
If it doesn't
But
keep
it's a
moving.
gentle slope up.
And I keep going.
I'm hiding behind this tree. I'm not hiding behind the tree anymore.
Head towards the center, and I'm gonna use stealth.
Okay.
Simon
So-
says to fill it with water and make bandit soup.
Bandit soup. Oh, that sounds good. It's wild tasting.
I'll go to the left with the big one.
Gamey.
With the big woman.
Well, then I will go to the right.
Okay. And then you're going to go up.
I'm gonna hold the center line, I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah.
Are you stealthing?
Yeah, I'm stealth.
Yeah. And Lao Mei is going to
stealthy,
go with you, kind of straight ahead. So
Over the top.
yeah. So as you guys get to the top of this thing, you notice the bandits. Some of them are crouching down. Some of them are actually laying down, looking in. As you get up and look in, you see. Let's see.
I'll prepare my bow also.
You see 13
Ghosts.
humanoids. It
Poor
does
thing.
look like a crater. And as you look, in the middle of the crater is basically what looks like a pile of dead tree trunks or branches or big logs that's kind of smoldering, and that's where the smoke is coming from. At that pyre smoke thing is one humanoid, a little bit taller, a little bit broader. They're all pretty muscular looking. This guy has, it looks like his face is almost like a bat. He's got the big, kind of sharp pointed nostril-y nose that kind of comes up between his eyes. He's also got a ridge down the center, like a bony, spiky plate down the center. His ears are like pointed and like just jutting out. And he just has these huge fangs. And he's kind of standing there like this with the smoke, and it looks like he's looking up at the sky and looking at the smoke and just kind of like in this guttural snorting language, like he's praying to it or something. Scattered
And
around,
bat.
yeah, scattered around, you see other barbarians dressed in like furs. Some of them have big clubs, some of them have like swords that they've obviously taken. There's one with two heads. He's got the full body but just two heads, and one of the heads is kind of like real brutish looking, and the other one's kind of like real sharp featured like an orc, and the other one has these big tusks that come up. So there's also one that has arms, but they're more like tentacles. And he's kind of like sitting there grabbing things with his tentacles and like looking at them like rocks and then throwing them away.
Had enough of tentacles.
There's another one whose arms are like really long. They drag on the ground behind him. And they're almost like double jointed. So they're almost like tentacles, but they're arms. The other guy is full on hentai. You see one guy is sitting there on a rock, just staring at the smoke. He says,
What if he prefers 9 ticklers?
I am the French tickler. There's one guy sitting on a rock, and he just big, brutish looking guy with like a purplish skin. And as he's sitting there, you see what looks like something like from your distance, it looks like a big spider or scorpion kind of crawling on the ground near his foot. And he actually, his tongue lashes out, wraps around it, and he just
It's Toad!
munches it. Yeah, kind of like Toad.
Whoa.
There's another one that looks, this dude looks like a humanoid snake. His head
It's
is
cool,
like the
Commander.
head of a snake. And you notice every once in a while he'll like flex, and it's like a cobra, or the hood,
Did it come out?
and then
Back?
goes back, and he just kind of stretches his neck. He's got like 3-fingered hands. You see another guy who's very reptilian looking, like his skin is like an alligator, but you notice he has a tail, a real big tail, and he kind of walks awkwardly, but the tail balances it. And he kind of comes up, and there's a big rock in his way, and he just whacks it with his tail, and it rolls off to the side, like, get out of my way. There's another one that looks kind of reptilian again, but his face is all, like, horrifying looking. He's got, like, really extruded cheekbones that kind of point down. His eyes...
That's funny, Simon.
His eyes are like black pits What is it?
9 tickles.
And you notice he has like. Do you ever see Jeepers Creepers? Looks like he has claws like that cover the back of his head, and every once in a while they kind of like flex, like a fan, but they look like fingers, webbed fingers,
Right.
and they just wrap back around his head. There's another guy with huge fangs. He looks like a Nosferatu, but they come down like a walrus.
Right.
He's got these huge tusks, and he's just kind of like
You ask me.
licking his lips, just kind of sunbathing on a rock. One guy has a huge reptilian-looking arm, and it ends in this massive, like, pincher claw. And he's just there, like, picking up raw branches, like, this big around, snapping them in half. There's another one that looks like he's got, like, fur all over his body, but it's, like, matty, mangy fur.
He's a Sasquatch.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Sasquatch in a way, but he's got almost like feline features.
Sasquatch kitty.
And you notice
Sasquatch.
there's a bunch of flies buzzing around that guy. He keeps swatting them away.
Oh, he must be a great artist.
What are you talking about?
He
Oh,
draws flies.
throw a dice at her, please.
Yeah.
I don't have one.
Oh, there's so much- Yeah.
It didn't get caught on the TikTok, but David Taylor said sometimes I think back to being a nerd in the 80s and realize we won. The nerds won.
Yeah, it did.
Yes, we did.
There's another one. He's got this dark blue skin and a ridgy, like his bald head has these ridges and like little horns sticking out of it. But he's got like 6 eyes and they're all red and they blink at different times.
Spider.
It looks kind of like it. And he's got these real long, spindly arms.
Did you watch Nightbreed before you made this up?
The other one, there's one that comes out of off to the side. There's like a little cave entrance. It looks like it goes into the crater, and coming out of that is this big dude, and he's green, very alligator-like, but his mouth is like his head is like a mouth.
Oh, jeez.
He's got beady red eyes on the sides, but it's like his big snout. And when he opens his mouth, like he gets out and like yawns, and his
flip top
whole head basically opens
big.
up.
He's a Pez dispenser.
He's got a flipped up head. And he comes out and kind of stretches and just kind of looks around. And he's got a big club next to him. So these are the guys in the crater, and they're all just super mutated.
How many are there?
Yeah.
13.
13.
Simon, you're right. They probably got aches and creaks and pain. So
Middle-aged mutant bandit people.
They're gonna be like,
Middle-aged
I'm
mutants
fighting
and
these
bees.
guys.
Yeah.
Middle-aged mutant.
Hey, you get out of my bowl!
Get out of my world!
Mutants
You
and the
norms!
You kids.
Snackies.
All right, so
Making everything normal.
you see what's down there.
Do they see us yet, or what's kind of going on? What do we do?
They don't see you yet. Yeah, you do notice that the one who's kind of praying to the smoke kind of does that, holds out his hand and looks at the ones with the one with the tentacles, who kind of moves up, and one of his tentacles uncurls, and he drops something in the one guy's hand, and he holds it up like this above the smoke, and the other ones kind of sit up and pay attention. It looks like a blue stone about the size of an
All
egg.
right,
About the size that would fit in a shrine that you just recently saw.
Okay.
And as he does
use
that,
my wise arrow.
he basically looks behind, kind of tosses it offhandedly, and the one that just came out of the cave is looking, catches it, looks into the cave, kind of gently tosses it in the cave, and they all kind of grunt like, yeah.
So they finished whatever they were doing.
Yeah, he just held it up like, look what we got. This is awesome.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Added to our treasure loot. Yeah, right, boss.
right next to our
there.
poop statues.
Yeah. So, these guys are here.
I'm in Buckle.
How are you going to go about this?
I like to try to stealth over to the cat. The
Should
cat.
we go
the
and do
cavern.
initiatives then, or what do we do?
Tell me what you're planning on doing, and then we'll get to initiative. Because if you're all going to sneak in and manage to, we might not have to go in rounds.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to provide a distraction from the left side.
Okay, we'll be going into rounds. What are you going to do? Yeah, just
What? Who? Okay, who's the which one is the closest to me on the left side?
Tell you what, you got the camera for the dry erase board?
Yes, I do, and let me put that up.
Let's see. Where are your dry erase? I see him. I see him. Okay. Let's use blue and black. All right.
That's right, because we're going to make them black and blue.
Is that north?
That north?
Can you see that?
No.
Huh?
Not very well.
It's too thin. One of the bigger ones.
TikTok has gone black.
There it is. Give it a second. The camera wasn't set up yet.
There we go. We can see that.
It's a bad Bob Ross movie.
And
Don't forget your happy trees.
we'll put some happy little mutated accidents in here.
Ooh, background effects.
That's what my parents said. Little mutated accidents.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where they are.
Simon. Ooh, background effects.
So, Suwatsu and Lao Meng, you came straight. Your horses are back here, so you came straight up. Okay. So you went to the right,
To the left.
left.
To the left. To the left.
Who went with her?
I did.
Okay, and you went to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And Tomo went with you. So that's where you guys are, at the edge of the crater. And the bandits are just kind of lined up on this side. Nobody's gone around here.
And that little outie belly button is
That's
where
the cave
is.
entrance is. Yeah.
Okay.
The little polyp is the cave.
They went to the right. Damn it.
So you wanted to know who the closest to you was?
Mm-hmm.
The guy with two heads or the spider-looking guy?
We're over there.
Over there.
Oh, yeah. That would be the guy with the real freaky-looking face with the claws on his head.
Okay.
This is the feline dude that looks like he's covered in flies. And this is the guy with the long arms, not tentacles, long double-jointed arms.
Long testicles.
Okay?
Well, before I dash out to get Clawhead,
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and invoke my death by Obsidian Butterflies upon the shaman leader by the fire.
This guy, the bat face one?
No,
So much for
the
stinking.
shaman guy
That's
that was
him.
doing Frank. Oh,
That's him.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the bat face guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Now, what are the rest of you going to do? Because then we're going to have to go into rounds and see.
I
what
was
we go
going to
for.
try to sneak around and get into the opening of the cave.
So you're going to sneak all the way around this way?
I guess so.
Okay.
Although I do probably notice that they're probably closer to it than I am.
They are.
So what I want to do is move about halfway between the cave entrance and where she's standing,
Okay.
and then shoot at anything that comes up towards her.
Right about here.
Yeah.
So you can start moving that way. We'll just say you're on your way in case you want to do something, but otherwise you'll get there soon. Okay, how about you guys?
Well, yeah, I guess I'll stealth my way over towards that cave.
Yeah, because if you get to the top of the crater, it's like right there. You could just drop down in it if you wanted to. So you're going to move that way.
Mm-hmm.
You can pretty much get there. Tomo and Suatsu, what are you guys planning? Lao Mei is like, I'll stay here and shoot.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna put on
A happy face?
yes, mental invisibility technique.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's gonna 5 motes is what from
Yeah,
your peripheral or your personal or
should take from your peripheral first.
Is that your die that just
Yeah.
landed on my foot?
Yeah.
and that also costs me a willpower too. So.
Yeah. Okay. And Tomo, how about you?
So what is she doing? Because I went with her. So
She's actually going to start moving down toward that cave entrance along the rim,
okay.
kind of like right out of sight.
All sneaky like.
Yeah, she's stealthing her way over there.
Okay. So I don't really have stealth. So
I mean, if you move slow, there's a chance they might not hear you, especially if something happens. But if you're going to try and move in a hurry, you'll need stealth.
I could say, cover me, and then
okay. Well, he is just going to basically kind of move slow, but behind her, but just being like her backup, kind of like.
Okay. All right. So basically, when you roll your initiative, there is no target number. You just roll and add it all together, and we just go by whoever has the highest initiative.
Oh, this was initiative.
Yeah. And then,
You add it all together. Or this is the highest number.
well, you add your dex and wits together. That's your base initiative.
Then you
Then you roll a d10 and add
to it.
that to it.
Right.
And then whatever number you get, that's your initiative.
I gotcha. 13.
Okay. And basically, every turn, once everybody's done, we do it again. So, everybody got your initiatives?
yes.
Okay. So, Brad, I will allow you to do that charm before the initiative takes effect.
Okay.
So you've already, if you did the charm, you've already got it on when it starts off. Okay, who's got the highest initiative?
12.
17.
13.
9.
15,
13, 15.
13, 15. Okay, all right.
Then Rob's the highest.
Yep. Okay, and where? Oh, there they are.
And the ACC accuracy.
Where'd I put those?
This one damage is
There it
strength.
is.
Range is 200. Rate is fire is 3.
Okay. Okay. So Rob, what'd you have? 12?
12.
Okay, so Rob, then Bobby, then Mike, then you, then
And you have me.
these guys, then you. Okay. So we'll keep that initiative, but because we're going to have basically you do your Obsidian Butterflies, that's going to kick it off because you guys are mostly all moving.
Right.
So let's do your Obsidian Butterflies. So we're going to cast it the bat-faced guy.
The bat that faced the guy.
The bat-faced
Oh no! The
guy.
bat that faced the guy.
no.
You get to chop it up. Put
Okay.
it through the next stew.
I got 2 successes,
Okay.
and we're going at 7, right?
Yeah.
7 succeed. Okay, so that's 2 successes. So he's going to take 8 lethal damage plus 1 extra success.
Okay.
So that's 9 lethal then?
But there's an area effect, though. Right?
I think it's by target.
No.
Yeah. It's really just wrapped around one person.
One person.
Yeah.
Around, yeah.
That's why when he did the dragon blooded, it didn't kill the horse.
Ah, I see.
It just him.
That makes sense. Okay.
Okay,
Oh, that was a cool.
that was awesome.
That was awesome.
And now you're gonna lead with that. Okay, this is good.
That's good.
No, that. So you do the Obsidian Butterflies. It swarms down. He's screaming, and it's like this guttural snorting sound, and he just gets cut to ribbons. So
Which
Tell it
one
like
was
you
it?
did. Got chunks
Yep.
flying and blood
Which
spurting
one
and
was this on the map?
this guy right here. So basically,
the blue butterflies
Valor's-
turn red.
Valus gets up on the edge of the
On the
rim,
ground.
casts her spell. You see those glass butterflies erupt from her hands in a big cone, zoom right past these guys, right over their heads. And it goes, in fact, this guy, it goes around him. Because he's standing in front of him, but it just goes around him, circles around the bat face dude, and he starts batting at him, and it's just cutting. And as they cut, you see them turn that crimson red. You see bits of flesh, bits of bone, bits of cloth and fur. Basically, when it's all said and done, he just kind of falls in a pulpy mass of bone and meat, right in a pile, right by the.
It's the magic Cuisinart.
You instantly notice that the guy with the tentacles, like, grabs a piece.
They're gonna start
They're like,
killing
ooh, that looks good.
It's
So-
Sizzler.
Yeah.
Okay, they're cannibals as well. Okay.
So now that's done. Now we go into initiatives. So,
Hello, John.
Hi,
John.
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
so Rob, you're just like, well, okay, that's the gig, that's the go signal. You're down here. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm not seen.
Right. They're all kind of focused that way anyway, so these guys
I'm
pretty much have their back.
gonna
to-
stealth as closer to the cave as I can get then.
Keep going.
Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah,
Stealth.
you kind of move that way, so you can go a little bit more. No, you don't have to roll stealth. They are pretty well distracted.
Okay.
And if you're being quiet,
Meat's
they're
back
not
on the
really.
menu, boys.
All right.
Yeah.
So move action is all I would be able to take then, right?
No, you can move. Well, because you're stealthing. Yeah, probably because you're focused on what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay. Bracia, what do you do? You're
Oh.
pretty much right at the cave. This happens. They all kind of look like that. The one picks up a chunk. A couple of them start moving away, moving that way. So you notice, let's see. Hit this. Gonna move that way. Let's see. Move that way. These guys, these four, basically are like, ooh, lunch.
Man, we should go steal more stones more often.
Third time, here's a snack.
No more, Jerry. The
So
initiative.
they start. The rest of them kind of like stand there, but they're starting to. A couple of them are starting to look around. But like these three, kind of look up at you. Probably these three and this one look up at you. The other one's
They're
like,
like, hey!
move it, I'm getting food. The others over on this side are just kind of like, what is going on? And you notice as they look around, they kind of hunch down, like a defensive posture, like an animal. Okay. So,
I am going to try to stealthily jump down in front of that cave and then get my bow out, a bow and arrow.
okay, so this one you will have to roll stealth because you're dropping
Yeah.
right where the guy was standing.
Now, if you're that close, you want melee, not bow and arrow, right? If he's
Well, he's moving away, so
Oh,
you
okay.
could use a bow and arrow, but if he turns and charges you, you probably need a melee weapon.
Yeah, but he's got his back to me right now.
Right, unless he hears you. But he might not hear you and he might keep running too.
See, if
Well,
it does,
if he doesn't hear me, I'll get my bow and arrow. If he does hear me, I'll get out my axe.
That works.
So I am going for the stealth and dexterity.
Dexterity and stealth.
Okay. I got one success.
Okay.
Got a 9. And 555, not as long as I'm alive.
He didn't hear you. Hey, thank you.
Uh-huh.
So he's moving that way. You jump down at the entrance of the cave, and nobody seems to be paying attention because it all came from that way. So you are here. Draw out a bow and arrow? Okay, you can do so. All right. Brad.
Now, is there any type of cover?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
He has a snake on
Tomo.
that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I had a question, and this is from before. I spend the 2 motes per day to activate it, basically to keep my staff going.
Right.
And it has in there the Virtuous Flame, but do I have to spend motes to activate that, like an actual spell, or is if I get attacked, it automatically goes ahead?
Since you commit the motes to it, it's like a reflexive thing.
So it's basically going to defend me whenever I wish.
Right.
Because I have the other thing, if I want to increase the lantern, I have to spend a mote for every...
Right, to make it bigger.
Bigger. But the 2 motes automatically keeps that running all day.
Yeah, so it's
Somebody
kind of like
attacks me, then
it'll react.
Okay.
If you don't spend the 2 motes, he goes to sleep and you're on your own.
Right, gotcha. All right, well, I am basically just kind of going to kind of hide there best I can. And, yeah. Kind of waiting and looking at her, kind of just waiting, and I'm preparing
what
one of
you
my
need to do.
spells.
Okay.
Just, if they start charging her, or if the big guy turns and comes after her, then I don't know if I can interrupt, but I'll basically cast something, so. On the big guy.
He's
Well,
covering me like I am.
Yeah, since you're not doing anything,
Yeah.
you can basically hold your action. Like
Okay.
it's your turn, so you can hold your action. If he does anything this round, you can interrupt him,
Okay.
but it only lasts for this turn.
That's fine.
So you can
And I'm
always
focused
hold.
on him, so.
Yeah, you can always hold. Okay,
Well, that's what I do.
Swatsu.
Okay, was there anything down, coming down straight down? Is there anything, little stuff to hide or anything like that?
There's a couple rocks you could probably crouch down behind.
Okay. Just in case, I mean, I'm gonna just gonna start walking down.
Right.
So, but I kind of want to, as I casually, because it says as long as I don't take a violent action,
Right.
You know.
They-
So I'm just gonna, but I am gonna try and keep close to some of the stuff in case I have to do something else. But I'm gonna just kind of just walk right on down there.
Okay. And where are you headed?
I'll just kind of head straight down towards the center.
Toward the smoke? So
Yeah, but I might go more towards what is that an F?
Yeah.
Well, who was that?
He's the guy with the big fangs.
Kind of start making more of my way towards that.
Okay.
So
All right. Got it. So as long as you don't do any offensive actions, he can't even see you.
shouldn't be able to unless
Yeah.
he's got something special going on.
He doesn't. Okay. So that is them. Okay. These two basically look up and they're going to start moving that way. You notice this guy has like a dagger, pretty good, like a short sword almost. This guy has a club and just kind of on his belt. He's not even grabbing it. He's just kind of moving towards you. So they will scramble up to the top. So at the beginning of next round, they'll be close to you. So that's going to be their round as movement. The rest of them are kind of looking around like, what is going on? Kind of looking this way. Those three are still moving toward the smorgasbord. And the rest of them all just kind of seem to be stunned because it just happened. All right. So what do you do, Valis? Those two are coming at you.
Still the same round?
Yeah, the end of this round. So, I mean, if you want to move up and engage them, you could do that.
Throw something else at them,
Yeah.
or you can run.
Throw your dirty laundry.
Valis does not run.
Oh, speaking of dirty laundry, as they start moving up, you're like, oh, what is that smell? And the one that's got the flies around him, you're like, good God, he stinks.
Is that the one with the club?
Yeah,
Okay.
the feline looking one.
The feline Bigfoot looking one.
I got the pheromones, baby.
What are you saying about big pee people, man?
So, what do you want to do?
Okay, my turn now.
Oh, yeah. I was just explaining what they were doing.
Right. I didn't know if you were done all the other.
They're just kind of looking around like, what?
Okay. All right. So they're getting close to me then, so I'm just going to basically leap up off the edge at the dagger guy, yelling a Xena-ic just tribal roar,
Okay.
and I'm going to be using my Hungry Tiger technique, and I'm just going to be coming straight down at him
Like a tiger.
Okay.
with
The other
my
one's hungry like a
All right.
club end of my business stick.
Club end.
Well then.
This is my business stick. Party in the front, business in the back.
Okay, so before we do that, as you jump in the air and make eye contact with this guy, you notice,
Love.
you notice
Exciting and new.
those claws kind of reach up with that webbing, and they shake almost like a Dilophosaurus. And he hisses, and his eyes actually extend a little bit,
Ooh. God,
and
so fucking
kind of like pulse with this weird inner light. He's going to try and cause aura of fear on you. So
Hypnotize you.
It's a rave.
Like the evil brotherhood of evil.
Yes, it's true. Where the sewer people?
all right, roll your valor.
Valor.
It's down there under your virtues.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing my word. I don't see any.
You should have some dots filled in.
Oh, in that box.
Below virtues.
Well,
It's in the
the
virtues
dots is your rating.
Oh, there. Okay, I got 3.
Okay,
Okay.
so you're going to roll your valor, which means you get 3 dice. What's your willpower?
Willpower is. Where'd he go?
Right in the middle.
Down there.
Down below.
6.
Okay, your target number is 6. Roll 3 dice. You're going to need at least 2 successes. Now, don't forget, you can always spend a willpower point to get an automatic success. So you don't have to
You get
declare.
one more
You
automatic.
get 1 automatic success if you spend a willpower point.
I will spend the willpower.
Okay.
Okay, so that gives me 2 successes.
Okay. As you are jumping at this guy, he looks up and does that like weird face at you, and you for a brief second are like, what the? Like you feel a rush of fear, and it instantly dissipates. Because you're like, I have the high ground, Anakin. You're dead. You basically come down. So yeah, basically he has the ability to cause you to suffer a fear check.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
but you are going to land and connect. So roll your dex and melee.
I only got 1, darn it.
Okay. So 1 success. Well, you can roll 1 die to see if you do any extra damage. That's how many successes you had.
Nope, only 2.
Okay. So what is the damage on your axe?
On the axe. Well, the hammer.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Hammer
axe.
hammer.
How much damage did you do? 6L?
6.
6? Okay. So he's going to take. All right. So as you come down, and this thing's just basically a big hammer, right?
Right.
You bop him. You actually hit him so hard, one of his eyes go and pops out Evil Dead style. Break like 3 of the claws on this side of his head, and he just kind of screeches and falls back onto the ground, kind of writhing in pain. So you managed to harm him pretty good. He's not dead,
Distracted
but
girl.
yeah, he's distracted.
He's discombobulated.
Yeah.
Literally.
He's keeping an eye out for you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, like I saw that.
Oh, he didn't.
Eye for an eye, I guess.
Next round, initiatives.
Initiatives.
Roll in.
Yep. Add your
Round changes.
perception and
your dex and your wits, and then don't forget, if like Dennis, you're using your Gormal at the moment, so whatever that speed is,
Yeah.
you can add that to your initiative as a die.
But you have to be actively using it as the
Knock your
weapon.
balls everywhere.
Right. If you plan on using that thing again,
Yeah.
add it in.
Yep. Okay.
So
So since I'm
Oh,
laying
if you
in,
have your bow, if you plan on shooting someone, add +1 for your initiative. If you're just gonna like dart into the cave, don't add it in.
Dart in the cave, dart in the cave.
Okay.
I'm at 12.
Okay. Everybody got their initiatives?
Yep.
Yes,
All right. Who's got the highest?
I got 13.
I got 13.
11. Red.
You got? What do you got?
I got 12.
Oh, you got 12. I got 15.
So Swatsu's first.
The pain. Eating your Cheeto balls. This is your power.
That evil eye is trying to get
Cheeto balls.
Cheeto balls makes you go fast.
I didn't hear you give up your number. I was
Yeah, I didn't either. I was like, come on.
Rob and Bobby, you had
Both had 13.
Rob and Bobby. It's the Rob and Bobby show.
Robin Bubba Show.
Okay. What's your wits and dex added together? What's yours?
Wits and Dex.
Yeah.
Mine is 7.
Okay, so you're gonna go before she will. Okay. All right. Swatsu, you have made it down probably right next to that guy. Did the TikTok thing move? Oh, okay, sorry.
That's all right.
All right, so you are probably strolling right past that dude, and as he sees that going on over there, you see this guy reach up, take one of his fangs in his hand, and I mean this thing's this long.
Tusk,
He like
isn't it?
it's like a tusk more than anything. He breaks it off. You hear it crack, and as he flips it around, he's gonna throw it, and you see another one start to grow right back in its place.
Oh.
And he's like actually gonna throw it over at Valis. Now it's a pretty long shot, but you don't know how good he is with his own teeth.
Wait.
What's
So
the
this
range?
guy, this guy is really a Tuscan Raider.
Everybody throw. That was horrible.
You're a death spell, Adam. We're good.
Yeah.
Why did I be
kill
that way,
myself
Mike?
later.
It's actually kind of funny because he's like holding the tooth, flips it around, and he's looking like right, almost at you
Right in between them.
as you walk past, and he's just like, he's not even polite enough to say, "Could you step aside?"
Yeah.
So that's what he's doing. Do you want to keep moving past him, or you want to?
I'm in the ding ding.
Is everybody? Where's everybody's attention going? Is it going right?
It's pretty much going over toward Valis. Everybody
really?
now sees that she's like, yeah,
Yeah,
crushed,
she's our distraction.
crushed a dude in the head. So they're all like, hey, that's where that came from. And it looks like they're going to start moving that way. So you can pass like Frogger style. It's like, "Ooh," let him walk past.
I'll probably just kind of weave around him and
Okay.
start heading down towards her.
Okay. So you are probably walking calmly. We'll get right about there.
Towards him, her, or me, her?
Which ones are?
Her.
I'm R.
Yeah, you're R.
I'm off the
Yeah.
ridge now.
Let me do this.
We'll have to move it around. Sorry.
You know, can you zoom in on that just a wee bit?
That's as far as
That's
that
where it'll go.
that webcam will go. So
Okay.
I want to switch it out for the other one.
All right. So you're just moving?
Yep.
Okay. So you can hold your action in case you want to do something later in the round. Okay. 15, 13. So that would be you next. You could get to the cave.
I see her has.
She's dropped down there.
Okay. I think I'm going to join her
Okay.
as stealthily as possible.
Okay. It's pretty easy. You have stealth, correct?
Yes.
What is your dex and stealth?
My
total?
dex and stealth would be. Where'd stealth go? Dang it. There it is. It'd be 6.
Yeah, you're fine. They're not gonna hear you. So you drop down next to
I'm
Raisha.
gonna move into the cave.
Okay. Well, by the time you get down there.
Okay.
So, okay.
Look at you.
Raisha. He drops down next to you.
Okay, well, I was darting into the cave to try to find that.
Okay.
So as I drop down, she's like,
Yeah. I guess you can both dart into the cave at once. We'll make it easy.
Okay.
You can just drop down and go in. Okay, so you guys are going to go in the cave. Tomo, you were next.
Probably like a jabber.
we'll start wrestling over who gets this.
Yeah, right.
What'd you have, Dennis?
I was at 12.
And you had
13.
okay. So
No, I had 11. I'm sorry. I'm 11.
oh, okay.
had
So
it.
yeah, Valis, what do you do?
All right, I'm going to step over and using the blade of my weapon against the disgusting fly-ridden, flea-bitten cat critter,
Okay.
and invoking my excellent strike with I'm throwing
He's going to
three
stay and neuter his
extra-
pets.
three motes into that
Okay.
extra.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you do it because you've got a higher niche, so you'll maybe do this before he gets to you. But
Okay, let's see. Oh darn! I only got 2 successes.
okay. So you can roll those 2 successes for damage.
A 9 and a 1.
Okay, so you got 1 success. So your Gormal now does 7 lethal instead of 6 lethal. Okay? Right.
On this way.
Yeah. Okay. You hit this dude, slash into his chest, and he kind of hisses. And as he staggers back,
He's leaking.
you hear a. And it's like, roll.
The cat part is terrible too.
One sticky little kid.
Okay. Roll your stamina. And I don't think there's anything that can help. So
Okay.
just straight up stamina. You just need 1 success.
I got 4.
Okay. Yeah, you're like, oh God, what is that's nasty.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Never mind.
Tomo, what do you do?
Okay. Well, again, I'm just holding tight and waiting to
Okay.
see if anybody's reacting or anything going on.
They're all pretty much moving to the other side.
I'm just going to move closer to the entrance. And if there's something I can hide behind, I will, but I'm just kind of holding tight and waiting. So,
Okay.
Again, I'll hold my thing again.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Standing there holding his thing.
You gotta stay where you are, basically.
pretty much.
Okay. All right.
Gotta have somebody to throw at.
Let's see.
2 points.
Ooh. Valis, what is your soak total?
4 for bash and 3 for lethal.
3 for lethal. Okay. Okay. You hit that cat, you slice into that cat, it farts and drops to the ground, and all of a sudden this big looking claw or tooth tings off your chest plate and just falls to the ground. You soak the damage, but it actually like would have hit you in the chest, and you're like, what the hell? So you see that, and let's see. That guy. Yep. Ooh. You see this one over here has moved up and is this one here with the long double jointed arms.
Okay.
And he actually like reaches out and you notice his arms actually extend a little bit and he's going to try and grab you.
Mr. Plastic.
You can roll your
Nightmare
dodge.
about this guy.
Fantastic. Captain Noodle Arms. I'm gonna take the heat.
Am I able to invoke my reading the wind? As a
No, that's the
reflective
other guy.
thing?
He's got the tentacle.
I would allow it.
okay.
Huh?
I would allow that.
Okay. Throw 2 motes onto that, which will give me 4 extra dice for the dodge.
How many motes have you spent so far?
That makes 21.
And sorry, if you don't want your animal banner, use your personal essence. I just read it on the game screen.
So
So
when does that kick in and start glowing?
as soon as you start spending peripheral essence.
Oh, so we're supposed
Oh, that's
to
from the start. From the start, I've been doing that.
So if you want to
Well, you
take
don't
that
need
off
to,
your...
but
I'm
if you
sorry.
do, you don't.
Hey, guys.
Wait, it starts glowing when we do personal?
Peripheral. So if you don't
so-
want it to glow, take your personal essence first.
So
I got it.
from-
I had it backwards.
From the very start, I've been having this golden violet wolf thing.
Yeah. So you
About-
probably want to take your personal essence before you take peripheral, because otherwise everybody's going to be like, "That's a demon."
Yeah, including the group.
So
Yeah.
just
The
switch it.
bandits are going to be like, "That's a demon."
And they start
'Cause
attacking you.
they've been told for centuries you guys are evil.
Yeah, so
Not
you-
everybody believes it, but a lot of people do. So if you've taken,
Okay, so that's a total of 21 personal then.
then it
So
won't affect your
I'm
anime.
not.
Once you start spending peripheral essence because you're drawing from the ambient energy, that's when your animal banner goes. So if you spend any motes off your peripheral, you might want to take
Switch
that
it
off
to
your
personal.
personal.
Here's a question
Okay.
though. If I use peripheral but mine's to be invisible, what happens then?
Personal.
Run so low here. I got 3 successes.
3 successes for the dodge. Okay, you actually managed to pull it
Come
off.
on, you're taking out half the people.
He's reaching out, and you manage to jump out of the way, and he kind of tries to grab at you.
Grab
it's
on
just
there.
kind of unnerving. Okay,
Shorten his arms up.
and that's pretty much all everybody's doing over here. So next round.
He's-
Oh no, you got 11. I'm sorry, but you were gonna hold.
I'm holding, and I kind of look at the bandits, kind of like, like, what are you doing?
Well, they're basically gonna start firing
yeah,
this round.
I basically looked up. I'm like, hello.
You have to understand these bandits are all right. We're gonna cover them in 3 seconds.
Yeah,
That dude just got cut to ribbons by glass that she shot. And she just took 2 of them. What? They're kind of like,
In shock.
who are these?
and then
Thank God we didn't rob her.
Yeah,
and if I can do like a presence, like,
yeah.
let's go.
Well, you see them drawing their bows, but
yeah, if that helps.
just you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
though.
I do.
These are bandits, and they're like, oh, we're gonna help these adventurers. Sure.
They're like bandits that just saw a 9-car pileup.
Yeah,
That's right. These guys.
Next round, right?
yeah. Next round, I can fire.
Huh?
The next round, they're gonna fire.
No, they're gonna fire at the end of this
Oh,
round.
okay.
Okay. Let's see. I'll take 2. Okay. So basically, let's see. This guy with the 2 heads takes an arrow right to one of the heads.
Nice.
And they basically start snapping at each other, like yelling and like fighting. But one of them took an arrow to the head, so he kind of stumbles back. He's not looking too good. This guy took 2 arrows to one arm. This guy was going to shoot his tongue out at you and took an arrow through the tongue.
Ah,
You like getting that?
Weird.
Yeah. So when he brings it back, it's like. Let's see. This guy is. Oh, you already hit him. And
well, they did pretty good.
yeah, that's it. Oh, and this guy, somebody shot an arrow and he took that claw and just batted it out of the air.
Boing.
Armored skin. So you're
Yeah.
pink. All right. So next round.
All right.
I'm at 13.
Okay.
9.
17 again.
Okay. What'd you get, Mike?
9.
14.
17.
Okay. 17, 14,
13.
13,
13.
13. I guess since you two are separate, I'm not going to worry about who goes first. And then Mike, and then these guys. Oh, and bandits. Okay. All right, 17. You guys dart into the cave.
Yep. I'm looking for the stone.
Okay. As you look, this cave kind of goes on, and it's got this weird smell to it.
Yeah, I figure as much.
But as you look, it kind of goes off this way, farther deeper in. It looks pretty dark, but there's some sort of like glow down there. Mm-hmm. But there's also a little like alcove right there, and you see the stone that he threw, ding, 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 like laying right there. There's other stuff here too.
I figure as much.
Like some really interesting looking stuff. It looks like they've been collecting weird things. So we'll get to that in a second.
Well, before anything, I am going to pick up that stone and secure it.
Okay, so you pick up the stone. As you do, you're looking, and yeah, we'll get to it.
Okay.
Swatsu. So you could probably make it over to the entrance if you want to.
What's W doing?
He's basically moving off that way toward Valis.
Okay, what's L doing then?
Also, well, actually, he's feasting on the burnt guy, or the leader that got chopped to bits.
Okay.
Him and the KH are doing that.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack the six-eyed freaky guy.
The W?
The W.
Okay. So he basically moves just past you?
And it probably just as he passes me, I'll like tap him with my sword.
Okay.
That's awesome, Brad. That's nice.
Yeah. You notice when he does, he whips around.
Okay.
So, but you have initiative.
Let's start. And
I can see this in the anime movie too. He's like, ding, and he's like, whoa.
I'll start by using Hungry Tiger technique.
Okay. Start by. That's good.
Oh, that's right. This is the game that if we actually
Yes.
do things
Don't
in a
forget
more
your stunts.
cinematic.
Don't forget your stunts. If you do things cinematically, instead of I just hit the guy, I'm going to flip around, spin around, and bring it down. You get stunts. And if you complete your stunt, you get essence back right away. So, Dennis,
Okay, so
I'll give you
when
I'll give you one mote back for when you jump down
on top of the road.
Thor style.
All right.
Because it's just a one dice stunt. You just leaped in the air. But it was cool looking.
Do I get any bonus or anything for like catching him off guard or anything like that?
Not a bonus, but
Okay.
he doesn't get to dodge.
Oh yeah, so basically I tap him, and then basically as he turn around, I just kind of do a spin and kind of slice at him with the katana.
Oh, spin yourself around. Just go.
Yeah,
Okay. I'll make that a one die stunt. So add one die.
one day.
That's very anime.
Yeah.
I can certainly see that.
That's one thing about this game that I was like, stunts are awesome.
Yeah.
Well, not very good, but I got one strike on him,
Okay.
and that pretty much makes the Hungry Tiger thing useless. So
Okay. So roll your damage,
so
and you got one success.
yeah.
Okay. So whatever your damage is, you can roll a die and see if you get another point of damage to him.
What's that?
Roll another die and
An extra die or?
yeah, because you had one success. So
Okay. I thought you had like so many successes. Okay.
no, every extra success is basically a damage.
That wasn't an extra success. That's just a success.
Well, yeah, but I mean, anything that got through and he's an extra. So if it was against a dragon blooded and he soaked it or dodged it, wouldn't count.
Okay, so if that's the case, do I still get an extra? Because I would get 2 for Hungry Tiger normally.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is hungry.
I think I'll knock this guy down.
What do I need to roll? 6s?
7s.
7s? Okay, one success.
Oh my.
Oh,
Not very good.
so you slash across him. Okay, so
It'd look cool.
yeah. So after that was Raisha, right? 13.
We had the same, yeah.
Oh yeah, you had the same. So let's go with you. He darts in the cave. You follow him. He picks up the Hearthstone again. You see a bunch of stuff. So we'll get to it in a second. But you're like, whoa, what is all this?
Well,
so
we went into the cave at the same time, so we're
okay. So he gets the Hearthstone.
okay. Well, I'll
So-
just walking with him, got
Okay.
with my
In that case,
bow and
let's
arrow.
talk about what you found.
I will say something too before that happens. Up there, there appears to be light further down. You might want to check that out also.
Okay.
Say that very, very low. Attention! There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Hey, there's stuff further down the cave.
What'd you say?
You find an orichalcum headband with an eye-shaped greenish-hued hearthstone with a large dark spot in the center, set in the center of the headband, which covers the wearer's caste mark.
I'm finding this?
You both are. It's in a pile. Right there. It's a pile of loot.
Okay.
Right down the loot.
All right, the loot.
Oh, you'll have it there too.
Yeah, I'll have it here too. You also find a staff. It looks like gnarled staff made of wood, kind of like a branch, almost like Gandalf's staff.
I'll just hold out for you.
It
Look, I can't.
just looks like a staff, but it's very unique looking.
That's pretty.
Let's see. There are a pair of Hearthstone bracers made of orichalcum.
Yes, please.
One has a setting for Hearthstone, but the other one seems to have, like, even though the firelight is down the hall, it still shines a little bit, like reflects a little bit of that light. So there's something about it. Okay.
Did you say there was one item that did have a Hearthstone in it though?
Yes, the headband.
Yeah.
There's a Hearthstone amulet. Actually, there's 5 Hearthstone amulets.
Jeez.
They are starbursts of varying patterns. There's a leopard head, an eagle head, and there's a couple in the shape of cast marks.
What do they work for that blue guy who's trying to collect all the stones?
Thanos?
Yeah, that's it.
There's a black jewel with a faint inner light. It almost looks like a Hearthstone, but it's black. But it kind of has this indigo blue light from within. There's another Hearthstone, a spherical stone with swirling patterns of light and dark green. There's a bright orange red around the edges, deepening to a glowing brick in its center, like a burning coal. There's a Hearthstone like that. There's a grass green chunk of glass-like stone.
There's a lot of stuff there.
Shoot.
This laying in the dirt.
Yeah, these guys have been raiding. They've been obsessed with Hearthstones.
Hearthstones.
So
About to lose them all.
the shiny.
Yeah, pretty
I'm
much.
shoving things in your pockets, shoving things in my pockets.
A deep purple gem that changes to dark blue in direct sunlight. So when you take it outside, it's going to change color. There's also a rough sphere of azure blue mottled with white.
How many rounds will it take them to gather all this stuff?
Well, I'm just describing what you see. It'll probably take 2 rounds to gather it all up.
We're just shoving it in our pockets, baby.
There's a stone. This stone is a smooth gray color with sparkling veins of blue and dots of crimson red throughout.
I'll just let you load us up and I'm just okay.
So if you want to start picking that stuff up, it'll take you a couple rounds to do it. Yeah. All right.
I'm like making sure that the headband fits on your head even. It's a bit-
Were you going to go down the hall and check out the light?
I have no intention of doing it.
Okay.
I
So
think we should.
you don't hear anything,
We got
but
what we came for.
Right, but if there's any of these things alive down there, they're going to come back to us. Obviously, we're going to have to wipe this whole thing out.
okay.
We have to wipe this thing out.
So you guys are going to be a couple rounds. All right. Who was after 13? That was you.
I was the other.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
The ones with the lines are pretty much down. This guy with the big claw, and everybody else seems to be focused on eating, except for that guy. He's probably going to. He looks like he's. Oh no, he got
Is
hit.
that the tusk thrower?
Yeah, he got hit. So he's kind of cowering a little bit. So the only one coming up to you looks like is the guy with the big crab claw looking thing.
Okay, and which one is this? Him?
This one right here. And he's just kind of moving over towards you.
Okay, so that's another. Oh, okay, that's another thing. I will bum rush right at him. With my axe,
Okay.
and so, and I will be doing a excellent strike on that for
Okay.
For 2, that's gonna pop into my other stuff. So 2 and 1. 3.
So you're using more motes?
Yes.
How many?
I'm using 2, so that's gonna take me 1 into the
Peripheral.
peripheral.
Okay.
So as I'm going and running.
Basically, from certain angle, your cast mark starts to glitter. So from certain angles, it's visible,
Okay.
but it's not glowing yet.
Those hologram cards. Or
Yeah, these
Yeah.
dice are tough to roll. 2 successes.
Okay.
Still a hit.
So go ahead and roll your 2 successes for damage.
And no.
Okay, so
1 and a 5.
6, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, you
okay.
did.
Roll 6.
Okay. You use your blade or the hammer?
The blade.
Okay, you slash across his chest pretty good. Okay. Tomo, still holding back?
So, looking at the map, so where's Brad?
Right here. Right here.
So those.
can we
thanks,
see
Brad.
him?
Okay.
Or do they have to do a?
Yeah, Brad's right there. No, you cannot see him.
Actually, that's a question. Because
Oh, actually, yeah, you just
but
attacked.
it does. Weird. It's weird the way they say it because once you attack someone, it drops. It says it drops, or if someone sees someone fighting someone,
Yeah, they have to
Oh,
like,
okay.
do a.
yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. Does it just drop?
It just drops if you
Okay.
initiate the attack.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to think. If you're just trying to parry and dodge, that's when it's like, what is that
Okay.
guy doing? But if you attack, yeah.
Okay.
So, yes, you can see him over there.
Okay. So
Kind of just slashed into the spider looking dude.
now these all that are over here on the lower bottom.
Yeah. They're pretty much feeding on what's
The
left.
big
of it.
guy's there too, right? The big huge guy with the giant mouth.
Maw.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going over there, or what's he doing?
Yeah. Okay.
Or is he still eating?
Yeah, he's gotten a little further along, hasn't he?
These guys are all chowing down on their former priest leader dude.
All right.
And just keep in mind, it's only been
9 seconds.
9 seconds, so they're still eating.
Yeah, they just started.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Shoveling in their mouth.
All right.
Maybe scuffling amongst themselves.
So I'm gonna run down the hill up to the, or run down enough so I can cast Titan's Breath upon him.
Okay.
That is a 60 yards long, 40 yards wide. So if I can cone that to get as many people as possible, how far away across is that? That's where I'll move to get in an angle where I can get as many of them as I can.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, with Valis fighting the claw dude, right here is your best shot because you can just get right past her and take out all of these guys.
That's what I'll do. So I'll basically run down the hill and just and cast the Titan's Breath.
Okay.
Gonna do that cinematic dust in the air.
Yeah, if you want to tumble down the hill and use your
my
your
belly
staff
jumping
to-
around, just get like the little ching ching ching.
I'll give it a one dice stunt.
Okay. And okay, so to cast that, that's 10 motes. You know, mark up my 10 at those of the people at home. One essence. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I still have 10 more. Okay, so occult. What's an occult?
Okay.
Lots of evil people.
So that would be 7 dice.
What's it called? What's it called?
What's an occult? So that's 7. And what do I need? 7
Well,
or
that
6?
looks good.
7. Unless it says differently in the book.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits.
Okay.
5 hits for lethal damage. The occult level is automatic hits, so I automatically get 3
Okay.
lethal hits plus the additional 5.
Okay.
So that's 8 together
8 lethal.
to each individual within the cone. Plus, I get an extra die, don't I?
Yep.
No.
Okay. Doesn't matter. So Valis, you're fighting that guy with the claw. He kind of backs up, and all of a sudden, behind you or next to you,
Yeah,
what
there's
does
this
thing do?
gigantic titan because I do that flip in the air and then the staff goes in. So the staff hits the ground, which splits it, and the titan roars out of the ground, run, and that icy breath. Just,
Oh, that one. Okay. And all these guys basically shatter like T1000s.
yeah, and like everything over there is just covered in ice.
And as that happens,
And as he roars, they'd explode into shatters. Yeah.
and just as right after that happens, you hear another, and these guys drop. But they all had 2 wounds, so they were just like hit with enough arrows, they drop. The only 2 left standing is the claw guy you're fighting and the spider guy you're fighting.
All right, finish
And
it up.
he has 1 wound.
Should
Finish
just shove
him.
Mike down there to begin with.
Yeah, right. So let's just resolve this real quick. Go ahead and try and hit him.
Oh.
And after you do that, are you going to head to the cave?
I'll basically whip it around and basically stand in front of the entrance, but basically a stance. Probably the lantern's flaming up really good, like
Yeah.
he's ready to fucking defend me.
You guys go down the path.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What?
You probably hear
Well,
that.
I'm kind of like, I don't know what's down there. Let's see if we can get any of our other.
Yeah, you probably hear that big roar out there. They're still picking up stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna step out of the cave and see if I could get anybody else's attention.
Okay. Well, Tummel's right out there.
4.
4? Okay. That's good enough because he already had 2 wounds. How about you?
All I know is the damn ball roll.
So I'll attack twice.
Oh, you gotta forget to look at it at
Okay.
least, so we know. I'll sneak down there. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly
Nice,
try to
Brad.
get him attention.
4 on the first one.
What?
Go ahead with the second.
4, 5, 6.
Suwatsu got mad.
Basically, you kind of, and he just stands there.
Actually, no, I probably like swipe to the front and kind of spin around him and then come back and attack behind him.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Nice.
So basically, you swipe in the front, come around, and swing up his back.
So then he falls in 3
Yeah.
parts like.
Yeah, basically, his waist goes up, angles up, his 2 arms slide out the side, fall to the ground, and his head just falls straight forward.
There is sir.
And you notice when you do that, like all along his spine, when he falls apart, there's this white sticky webbing that kind of holds him together. So, and it looks like it shoots up his spine and maybe out of his head or out the other end like a spider. So he never got to shoot webs at you, but that's what it was. And it's really sticky.
I was afraid you were going to say something about 1,000 little tiny baby spiders.
No, he already ate those. Okay, so those guys are killed. The bandits are like, yeah, they're all holding their bows like, yeah.
I'm basically like, "Ah!"
I want to step down around towards the light of the cavern.
You go down there, it's a lair.
Okay.
There's nothing in here, nobody in here, but it's a lair. It's where they sleep. It's where they
Where's the light coming from then?
There's like a small fire going.
Okay.
So that's about it. So we are going to wrap this up super quick. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you, you guys get together. The bandits are like, whatever. You're going to see what you have.
Yeah, we'll display what we found.
Between lore rolls and looking at them, especially you have lore, don't you?
Yes. And I have other stuff too.
What's your lore at?
My lore is at 2,
Okay.
but I think I get a bonus for something too.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to tell you what these artifacts are. If somebody wants to write them down, the next time we play, you can divvy them up because some of them are going to be useful for some people.
Well, can we just debate?
Can you divvy them up now?
Yeah, you want to do it next time?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it that.
Because we're playing this next week, right?
Yeah, if you, yeah. Okay, so you get your spoils, and you're going to find out what they are. So, and then you can return that to the village, and then go on your next quest.
Good.
Awesome.
Well,
Yay.
folks, that's all for us tonight. Thank you, Dale, for playing and running us tonight.
That was awesome, Dale.
Thank you.
Make sure to come back every Tuesday night and check out our social media to see what we're playing next. Obviously, we told you we're playing this again next week, so don't worry about it. You can find all the social medias on our Linktree. If you want to see us on other days, you can go to our YouTube channel where we have all of our live streams stored, and you can follow the storylines and see all the craziness. While you're on your YouTube, make sure to like the video, share them, and please subscribe, as you will know when we get a new post put up. Now, did you know that you can meet us in real life, actually? We're going to be this year at...
Because we're real people.
We're real people. We're going to be at Planet FunCon at the River Center in Davenport, Iowa, June 28th through 30th. And then also we'll be returning to Big River Steampunk Festival in Hannibal, Missouri.
As always.
So August 30th through September 2nd. There will be hosting a live game again if you'd like to participate in that and be in the audience of that. And that's going to be at Game Arena at 225 Broadway. We have other great events coming up this year, so make sure you check back often to see what's going on. We list all of our events and the descriptions of our YouTube channel videos. So go check out our schedules there. Let's see. Now for the thank yous. Thank you, Dale, for running the game tonight. Thank you, Dragon's Den, for hosting. Thank you, Mike, for his technical prowess and investment. Bobbi for all the editing and clips and everything. And everybody else that have played tonight. Gigantic thank you to White Wolf. Gigantic thank you to White Wolf Studios for making Exalted.
Yeah.
Make sure to visit them and buy their games. You can find a link to the Exalted and where you can buy them from. And again, the descriptions on our YouTube channel videos. So make sure you check that out. And that's about it. Make sure to tune in our Linktree. We'll see you all again next Tuesday.
And thank you all for being our announcer.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye, maybe. Bye.